Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Hello and welcome to Audiobook Connection, behind the scenes with the creative teams. I'm Becky Parker Geist and I'm your host. Audiobook Connection is your place to learn about the audiobook creative process and for authors to learn valuable tips on producing and marketing your audiobooks. This podcast is sponsored by Pro Audio Voices, helping great stories come alive through audiobook production and marketing. Hello, and thank you so much for joining me. I want to wish you a happy new year. Now, whether you're listening to it when this podcast is first being released or at another time, we're at the beginning of 2022. It's been a challenging couple years and continues to be in the pandemic world. But here in the audiobook world, there are a lot of really exciting things happening. So today, sort of traditionally in the way that we tend to use this time of year to reflect on last year and then also to make plans for this coming year, to set some goals, resolutions, what have you. That's the approach that we're going to take on this particular episode, but with some very specific twists that I think will help you. So let's start off with the reflection piece. I want you to think back and actually write down. Take the time to write it down. You don't have to do it now, but when you get a chance and you're thinking about your plans for this coming year, write down what you planned to do last year. And if you wrote things down last year, you can actually go back and look at that and see how you did. What did you actually do relative to what you planned? And oftentimes, most often, we revise those plans along the way, right? So I want you to think about not just what you wrote down to do, but also what you actually did. New ideas that came to you, new things that you followed through on. What did you do in terms of your audiobooks and your audiobook production, your publishing work? What did you do in terms of your marketing for your books and your audiobooks? So give that some thought. And one of the reasons that I want you to do that is because I want you to be able to celebrate the things that you did do. So celebrate your successes. We want to think about not just what you did, but what seemed like it worked. What are the things that you did that you felt were successes? And how do you define that? Is it a qualitative, a number that you were aiming for and that you achieved or didn't achieve? Or was it the completion of some project that you planned to do and hopefully did succeed in doing, or at least made progress on? What are the things that you said you were going to do? How did that work out? And what didn't work? That's also an important thing to take a look at, right? If you did something and you felt like, that didn't really work, what does that mean to you? The not working. Is it because you didn't reach a particular number on something? Does it mean that you started on a project and then never got to the end of it? What does that mean to you? If it's a project that you started and did not get to the end of in the time frame that you set for yourself, is there any reason why you can't just extend that time into this year and complete the project? So again, I want you to take a look at what you've done, what worked, what didn't feel like it worked, and then I want you to take the time to celebrate your successes. Celebrate the things that you have achieved. Here's one of the reasons why. When you celebrate that success, you are actually training yourself to be successful, to experience success more frequently. When you take that time to, jump up and down, throw your hands up in the air, do the yes, whatever that is for you, whether it's treating yourself to something special or just taking the moment to be happy that you've succeeded at a thing, that in itself is an important aspect, an important sort of training tool for experiencing more of that. Looking back at what worked and what didn't also gives you the opportunity to reset. So often we have expectations for what we can achieve that may not be achieved or even be achievable, but that doesn't mean that we haven't succeeded to some degree. So we want to celebrate the amount that we have done, celebrate our successes so far, look at what we haven't achieved that we want to now reset, start over, give ourselves that new beginning, and look ahead to what we want to do next. Once you have looked back, then it's time to take that information and to look forward. What goals and what experiences do you want to have this coming year? This year that we're just getting started in. I describe it as experiences because it is so much more than just some measurable goal. Let's say, I want to sell 1,000 audiobooks this year. Okay, well, that's great. And what will that experience be like for you? What is the experience that you want to have? When we focus more on the experience, it makes the goals really come to life in a very special way. Experiences tend to be much more connected to our why and our purpose and our vision for ourselves. And when you set goals, are they measurable? Are they things that you can definitively say, yes, I hit that mark, or no, I didn't? And I'm not saying necessarily that they need to be, because I would like you to focus on what your experiences are with achieving the things that you want to achieve. But it can be really helpful having some of your goals be measurable. Once you've figured out what goals you want to achieve for the year, then you want to start chunking it down. If by the end of the year you want to have sold 1,000 audiobooks, then what do you need to achieve by the third quarter of the year? For example, what do you need to do each quarter to make sure that you're on track to hit your goal? Once you've figured out what you need to do each quarter, then break that down again, down to each month, break that down to each week, and then you'll get right down to what do you need to do each day. Now, I certainly have had the experience of setting goals and not knowing how I'm going to achieve those goals. So not knowing at the beginning, what I need to put in place in order to make sure that I hit my goals. And that literally comes more from not knowing, not yet having the skills or the tools or the team or the mentor in place so that I can feel confident that I'm going to be able to hit the goals that I set. And I have found, and so I'm sharing with you, that the most effective thing I have found to be able to hit goals that I set is to make sure that I have the team, the mentorship in place to guide me in the process. I think one of the biggest things that I learned over the last few years in my work at Pro Audio Voices is that with all the years of trying to pretty much do it myself, figure it out, I would get trainings and stuff, but still hadn't really put a team in place to help me achieve the goals that I was after. Once I had the mentorship, the guidance in place, I was then able to build the team to help make all of those goals that I was after, those experiences that I wanted to have. At that point, I was starting to see that I was able to achieve them. Once you have figured out what experiences you want to have, what your goals are, and you've chunked it down so that you know what to do, I want you to put it on your calendar and then actually honor your calendar. Each day at the end of the day, you can take a look at how did you do? Did you put too much on your calendar? It's okay. You can reset each day and update your calendar for the next day, the next week, so that you can stay on track. Each day, celebrate your success in the things that you did achieve, and even celebrate that you can reset and recalibrate for your next day. If, as you're looking at what you have mapped out for yourself, if you feel like you aren't clear on what steps you need to take, what tools you need to use, what kind of team you need, then I encourage you to reach out to get the kind of mentorship, the kind of guidance that will be helpful to you. If audiobook production is on that list and you're not certain what to do, I hope you'll reach out to us at Pro Audio Voices. If audiobook marketing or marketing any of your author platform is on your list, I hope that you will reach out to us, because that is exactly the kind of thing that we're doing with our audiobook marketing program, providing the kind of guidance and mentorship and the tools and assets that you need to help you succeed in marketing not just your audiobook, but your entire author platform. You can learn more about that at proaudiovoices.com. Just click on the marketing menu and you can see the many programs that we offer. In that grouping, you'll see several options. AMP is the 3-month audiobook launch program, and that gives you a marketing plan. It gives you the mentorship, the guidance along the way with our access calls, and many assets that are going to be so helpful to you. If you're just looking for the guidance piece, that mentorship piece, then take a look at access calls. That is a monthly group coaching call with a marketing expert, Todd Walker, and it's so valuable. Our goal is to help you succeed with your goals. That gives us the experience of fulfilling our purpose in this work, to have an impact and to help you have an impact. Let's make this world a better place together. We'll see you at proaudiovoices.com. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thanks for joining us for Audiobook Connection, behind the scenes with the creative teams. Please take a moment to subscribe at audiobookconnection.com. The podcast is sponsored by Pro Audio Voices, helping great stories come alive through audiobook production and marketing. Learn more at proaudiovoices.com. Again, thanks for being with us, and please join us next week.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.